back. I have a thumbs up, but we're just going to wait a second to make sure all of our peeps are back.
This one here. It's warm in there. I know, it actually feels nice right now.
I don't know if I feel nice.
Right. We can be Dawn Herbst.
Don't touch anything yet.
So now
You might have been in the closed session.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we want to go back to. I just have to press discuss.
All right, we are all back. Public access is running. I think we're ready to resume this. All right, so, is this the new one?
It's the motion that we had before.
Okay, so right now we are on the motion as previously about, I don't know, an hour and a half ago, to approve the amendment. But maybe there is Alder Rasmussen.
Thank you. As a result of our closed session dialogue, Mayor, I would make a motion that we hold action tonight on the amendment as written and direct staff, however, not to take action on default provisions on the existing agreement. Meanwhile, I would ask that they work on an amendment to secure commitment from the developer and WAS to draft the amendment in accordance with statements made here tonight during comment to pay or cause to be paid the cost of the delay and other such commitments made as part of the public comment record. Our expectation is that this would be completed within 60 days and brought back to this council in amended form.
Okay, so we have a motion. I'm hoping maybe you could email that motion specifically to the clerk.
I shall.
Thank you. Is there a second? I have a second by Alder McElhaney. So I guess this is an amended version. Okay. All right. Oops. Yep. All right. Discuss. All right. Open to any comments. Alder Denny.
Thank you, Mayor. My initial intention for the public comments and the letters to the editor were to try to raise our confidence in this project, and it looks like, I essentially wanted to say that nobody gets to call dibs on a prime piece of property for free. So, maybe we'll work toward a solution here with our amendment, and I will support it for that reason to put the staff to work on this rework of the amendment.
Alder Rasmussen.
Thank you. I feel that this does get us where we need to go. I think there's room, based on what we heard tonight, that we can work on the amendment and get it tailored a little more to where we're trying to get as a group of partners all working together. So I think that it's prudent for us to do a little reworking and come back, and we'll have we'll be in a better place after we get a little work done here. So.
Any further? Alder Gisselman.
Yes, thank you. I voted no on this original proposal, and I will continue to. I just don't think the large aspects of this proposal really are really don't. I don't think qualify us really to speak to the housing needs of the city of Wausau. And I think that we need to, and my district, I don't think is really in support of a high-end district, high-end development. I will continue to speak against the city involvement in high-end development. I think that we have to be aware of the living conditions of a lot of the people of the city of Wausau, and I will continue to vote no on this project. Thank you.
All right. Alder Killian.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd echo Alder Gisselman's sentiments, and I'll be continuing to vote no as well. But I will say that it's an encouraging step forward to see the city demand that consequences that were not made by their actions are addressed by other entities or individuals than our taxpayers. So I applaud that progress, but will continue to vote against this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? I'm not seeing any. So maybe, do you just want to read that one more time?
Okay, yeah. So we have a motion to hold action on the amendment as written and direct staff to not take action on default provisions on the existing agreement, and meanwhile work on an amendment with WAS to draft the amendment in accordance with statements made here tonight during comment to pay or cause to be paid the cost of the delay and other such commitments made as part of the record tonight. Our expectation is that this would be completed within 60 days.
Alrighty.
For clarification, the motion should say they will work on an amendment with WAS and the developer. I think all parties have to be involved in that discussion.
Alrighty.
WAS and the-
Thank you.
I think we're ready to vote.
You may begin voting. Motion passes 8-3.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Don't leave your seats yet, though. We have a couple more things to do. Next up on our agenda is file number 221109. It's a resolution from the Finance Committee approving the 2023 budget modification. This is for Public Health Vending Machine Program. I don't know if you want to give a little spiel on this or if everyone feels pretty comfortable, but it looks like we have a motion by Watson and a second by Lukens. Any discussion or questions from this body? I'm not seeing any.
You may begin voting. Motion passes 10-1.
All right, thank you very much. Next up is file number 230808. It's a resolution from the Finance Committee approving the overhire of 2 street operator positions within the Department of Public Works. It looks like I have a motion by Alder Lukens and a second by Alder Watson. Any discussion? I don't see any.
You may begin voting. Motion passes 11-0.
All right, thank you. Next up is file number 000808. It's a resolution from Finance Committee approving the withdrawal of funds from the Wausau Cemetery Perpetual Trust Fund. I have a motion by Lukens and a second by Herbst. Any discussion? Don't see any.
You may begin voting.
I just went down.
Mind you, exit out, exit out.
Motion passes 11-0.
All right, thank you. Next up is file number 230817. This is a resolution from the Finance Committee approving termination of American Rescue Plan Act subrecipient agreement between the City of Wausau and the Open Door. It looks like we have a motion from Rasmussen and a second by Watson. Is there any discussion? Although you might not have discussion, I just want to clarify, since July, we've been discussing this with Open Door about what's going on, asking what they needed. And so I do recognize this is a challenging time, and they've gone through several executive directors and even presidents of their board. So it sounds like they're returning to their mission, and that's a good thing.
You may begin voting. Motion passes 11-0.
Alrighty, last item on our agenda is a motion to adjourn. It looks like Alder Lukens called in on this one, and Alder Herbst with a second. All in favor can signify by saying aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, this is adjourned. Thank you.